Hi, Gaye DeRusso with the Majestic Rider, here today on Sport. I am going to do a little arena work with him. So we're all warmed up because we did a little trail ride. And now he's gotten in here and he's quite slow. They're like, I don't want to do this. So what I want to do after my trail ride, I want to come in. I want to get them used to this end of the arena. Everybody hates this end because they're shooting off guns. The neighbor, there's a black cat that just jumped out. Like I said, everybody hates this end. Then we got a tarp. We have the red round pen nobody likes, because who knows what the coloring looks like to the horses, but they all don't like it. So I already know that. And when a horse comes down and just ignores that area, I know it's super brave. But when they're a little jumpy, I'm not worried about it at all. Okay? So what I want to do with Sport is practice his flat walk, because his speed was inconsistent. And we want him, when we ask him to go the speed of the flat walk, to stay that speed, not to slow down by his friends, which are over here, and not to speed up when he's by the other end, or by the scary end. So right there he changed his gait and did a little saddle gait, so all I did was half halt. So again, I trained this horse so he has a nice flat walk, but that's what's happening, is he's not staying the correct speed, so he changes his gait. So the trick to that is, if they keep changing, is just to half halt. Bring your energy back down when they're getting faster. Lighten your leg, but have your leg there so they don't get too slow. And then release when they're doing the right thing. Okay? Be careful if you say good boy, because a lot of people say that and stop, and then so as you're gaiting and you say that, then the horse stops. Okay? So as you're gaiting around and you're doing your flat walk, you got to remember, this is the basics of all your other gaits. You want to get your flat walk really good. See, there he drifted a little bit and started changing his gait, but that's the spot everybody usually paces, because there's no footing there and there's a bump. So we're working on straightness. You saw he just kind of stuttered right there. Now he's going to the bathroom again. Okay. Here he's a little too speedy, so half halt, lighten my leg. I kind of hold everything at the same time, so I squeeze my hands and I kind of brace myself, and I'll hold my body by grasping a little bit with my thighs. I try not to squeeze my butt, because that will make your horse go faster. And I keep my calves just against them, but I try not to squeeze, because that would make them go faster. Okay? And then when they do the right thing, I don't want his head this low, but he's relaxed, so that's okay. But when they do the right thing, then I just let him go. If your reins are too loose, it's very hard to get your contact and tell the horse what to do unless you're very good. And so I see a lot of people that are not very good ride with too loose of a rein, and professionals will be on a shorter rein. So that might tell you something. Okay? Get it first, then you can go on the looser rein. But if you start to try to do it on a loose rein because you feel bad for the horse, all you're doing is making it harder for them, which is worse. So you're not helping by being on that loose rein. Okay? And you're not helping by having no contact with them so they don't know what you want. It's better to have a light contact, tell them what you want, help them. You'll see me, I keep popping my hands up a little bit because he keeps getting his head down too low now. Right there, he's pretty good. I just want their head in neutral carriage. I don't want it too low, I don't want it too high. I want it where he can naturally do this gait. This is where he's changed gait. See, he started to change and I slowed him down there. You kind of want their head, I like it usually about horn level, depending on the horse. Some a little lower and some a little higher. So lower if they're pacey. Now there, he just changed his gait. I'm going to back up. He shouldn't be backing up with his head up like he did. He's got a nice fast back up, but he threw his head. And again, he didn't used to do that. So that means somebody let him throw his head and they released, and now he thinks that's what he's supposed to do. So you want to slowly add your leg to get your flat walk. If you add it too fast, and it's a sensitive horse, they're going to go too fast. If they're slower and you kick them, they will usually jump gait. So you just want to squeeze like you have a ball in between your legs. And I like to alternate at the flat walk, one leg and then the other, kind of like I'm pushing their belly side to side, because it helps them to extend their hind legs up underneath themselves and get a little bit more reach. Okay? Now here we're going to turn a little early because we keep hitting that part where he's pacing, and we're going to aim over the pole. So if you have one spot in your arena and your horse keeps not gaiting there well, put a little pole there. And that'll usually help. So he's pretty good at this other end and on the other side. So he's a little pacey down at the gate where I said there's not good footing. And then he also changes his gait over on this side where it's more spooky, where I said they shoot guns and stuff. So that just means he's more nervous over there, because you might be like, why is he not gaiting well over there and he gaits well here? Well, here he's going towards a stall. He's nice and straight and he's relaxed because life is good. But on the other side, life is not so good. It's a little scary over there. And yesterday they shot off the gun 5 times in a row. I never know what I'm going to get when I'm here. Every barn I go to has something different. So I'm hitting the pole. Now he might get pacey again over here or just change his gait. Here he's good. He's good. So guess what? Oh, good. So we're going to let him stop. And I always make them put their head down when we stop. So I stopped because he was being good, and that was the first time he didn't mess around with his gait here. And then I want to make the scary side of the barn be the good barn. So he wants to be here. So if a horse is scared of a spot, rest there. Work everywhere else. Work where they're good, and then rest in the scary spot if you can. You can even get off and stand there if they're being too goofy. And in time, they'll realize that scary spot is the better spot to be. Okay? So he did pretty good. And you'll hear him kind of playing around with the bit. That's okay. Again, he just turned 8, I believe, so that's still a baby, but I still don't like that bit the best. So I'm going to kind of play around and see what bit does he like better. So he can look, there's chicken and roosters, they're climbing up on stuff and animals jumping around. And again, he's just got to get used to his new atmosphere. So all of this is just completely normal for the horse. Okay, they're not machines. They're not just going to show up and work and not have any issues. He's like, no, we won't. So they got to get used to everything. So let's do a turn on the forehand. So right rein, right leg. Hold the front end, push the hind quarter around. This is the same as disengaging the hind quarters, so that he doesn't do so well to the right. Not bad, but he acts like he's a little confused. Like, am I supposed to do a side pass? What's going on there? So something, I don't know what, something. Okay, so now we're going to flat walk this direction. So you'll see the gates open. I do that a lot of times to tempt the horses. Like, you want to run out? Go ahead, run out. Because when I have horses that are really buddy sour, I let them run out there. I let them run to exactly where they want to go, and then I put their feet to work really fast. Then they don't want to go there anymore. And that's how you solve that within like 10 minutes. You just do it every day until they don't ever want to go out that gate again unless you ask them to. Okay? That's how you make the right thing easy and the wrong thing hard. You gotta use your brain though. Just think of things. So he's being pretty good. This is the scary side, but we're aiming towards the horses, so that would make it more comfortable for him. Because he sees them and sees they're all calm. Lots of things the horses are seeing that you're not seeing, and you don't know why they're doing things. Okay? They can see, they can hear, and they can smell things much farther away than we can. And they use all those senses. Some senses they use more than the other, especially if they need to compensate. If they have cataracts, they're going to use their hearing and their nose more. If they don't smell well, then they're going to use their ears and their eyes more. Okay? It just depends. So he's doing really well. He's got a nice head shaking gait. he's stepping underneath himself and he's keeping the same speed. But yesterday he didn't keep the speed so well, and that's why I'm in here. Besides just showing him, like, when we get back from trail, it's not all good. It's so I can practice. I can't get all these things fixed if I don't come in and practice. So if the arena is a problem, I got to get in this arena. You know, if bikes are a problem, I bring bikes around the horse. See Remy there? I ride my bike around that horse every single day. So he just will get so used to it. Doesn't mean he won't ever spook at a bike, but at least he'll understand what a bike is. And then if he spooks at somebody, it's going to be more that biker's energy. The speed, if they're curled up in a ball, if they're acting like a jerk, that could spook any horse, because that's how a predator acts. Okay? So I like the flat walk. You do get some back and forth motion if they have overstride. If they don't have much, there I had to half halt because he started changing speed. But it's a nice gait. You want to work on straightness because most horses don't straight. Overall, he's pretty straight. He's bringing his hind quarter a little to the side, but not bad. But work on straightness, work on keeping the same speed, and work on getting that correct footfall. Your flat walk might not be as fast as this, or if your horse is well trained, it might be even faster than he is right now. Okay? So if your horse can't separate its legs, you might have to stay very slow and just stay over poles for a month or a couple of months, depending on how often you're working that horse, okay, to fix it. But this flat walk is very important. I do it everywhere. I do it around the barn, I do it in the arena, I do it on the trail. And then as I go faster, the gaits are much easier to get. And then I teach them all the basics, all the lateral work, which I am constantly telling you about. And then when they come out of gate, that's what I go to. Push them a little sideways, or go over a little pole. Reward them when they're doing the right thing, and not when they're doing the wrong thing. So there, I decreased my energy, and he slowed down. So that was my fault, not his, because I taught him, when my energy goes up, you go. When my energy comes down, you stop. So he's being pretty good. Now, I want to stop, but I don't want to stop here. I'm going to stop over by the scary spot, and I don't want to stop on the way back to the other horses. So see how I'm analyzing, like, where am I going to stop him? He's being good, but I want to get him to use to the scary thing. So guess what? Let's go up to the tarp and stop. Now he's a little like, are you sure you want to go up to the tarp? And I'm like, yep, because the tarp is stop. So I'm trying to make the tarp be a good thing, because it's a scary thing, isn't it? And he's pretty good with it, but still. So this is where we're going to quit. And then that's it with Sport. He's doing really, really well. He's a great horse.